This week, with Christmas fast approaching, I thought I'd get a Christmassy themed painting done. I painted this French bulldog in watercolour, and in this video I'll share some of the techniques I used. It's the silly season and I'm trying to frantically get a heap of tutorials finished for Patreon so that I can take some time off over Christmas. I've finished the orchid tutorial. I'll be putting that on Patreon in January. I haven't started the pelican tutorial yet, but I plan to have that on Patreon in January as well. I'm currently working on the boat tutorial, which I will post this month. And next week or the week after, I should have a watercolour coloured pencil tutorial ready for you, where I demonstrate how I use watercolour pencils. I managed to get this Christmas bulldog painting done last week, and that's what I'll share with you today. I saw this photo taken by Karsten Weingart on Unsplash website, and I loved it and I knew that I wanted to paint it. I painted the bulldog because I'm pushed for time and I knew that it would be easier than painting the other little dog with the long hair. I painted the bulldog mostly wet on wet, and one or two areas of detail I painted negatively. So I'll show you that and I'll give you a close look at the eyes as well. It's painted on Arches cold pressed watercolour paper, and I used Winsor & Newton watercolour paints. Raw sienna, sepia, burnt sienna, French ultramarine, scarlet lake, and a little bit of lamp black in the eye. The main colour of the dog was raw sienna, but I mixed a bit of sepia into it just to tone it down a little bit so that it wasn't so bright. So that's sepia. I used that mixture of the two colours as the main colour on the entire dog. I painted that on the wet paper because it's fairly hot here. I had the fan going above me and I didn't want it to dry and create hard edges where I didn't want them. I also painted that onto the neck or body of the dog as well. I painted in the red jacket with some scarlet lake, and that gave me a light wash of colour over the entire dog. I've let it sit for a while and it's starting to dry. So what I thought I'd do is drop some water in there to create some watercolour blooms down at the bottom, which will make it look a bit more interesting and give it a bit of texture down there. This is how they look after they dried. And now I've got a light wash of colour over the entire dog. I painted the detail in the left ear, and then I saw a row or line of fur in front of the ear that I wanted to include, so I drew that in for myself. I wanted to paint that line of fur in negatively, and I wanted to work on wet paper. So here I'm wetting the paper to the left of my pencil line. I've got my little number 2 brush and some sepia, and I work along the left-hand edge of the line of fur. Because there's water on the paper, the paint bleeds and I get those soft edges on the left-hand side, but on the right-hand side I'm pulling the paint onto the dry paper to create that jagged line of fur. So instead of painting the fur itself, I'm painting the area behind the fur. Here I'm pulling the paint back onto the dry paper. This is a technique I use when I paint feathers as well. I painted in the other ear then, and then I started to paint in the eyes. So here I've got a bit of water on the white part of the eye. I can see some pink on the eyeball. So this is the burnt sienna with permanent rose mixture. I used that in the ears. That was the other colour I used, just a small amount of permanent rose. With this one, I'll paint a layer of raw sienna over the top of the eye, except for the highlight that's in the corner. I can't see any white on this eye, so I don't need to worry about the white part. This eye is dry, so I've got a bit of raw sienna on the iris as well. I've painted it over the top of the pupil too, but I've avoided that highlight that's there. Coming back over to this one, it's dry. I'm wetting it with water now. What I want to do is paint the dark edge around the outside of it. I'll use sepia. All I'm doing is running the sepia around the outside edge, and when it hits the water, it bleeds back into the eye. The paint is quite dark, so I've used a fair amount of pigment. I'll run it along the top as well, and then I'll take the paint out of my brush. So I'll dip my brush in the water and dry it quickly, and then I use it to clean things up a bit. If the paint is spread a bit far, I can take a little bit off with my clean brush, but it's still giving me those soft edges. Just cleaning it off. I'll give it a chance to dry, and I'll paint the darker colour underneath the eye here. So that's water that's going on there. Again, I want soft paint edges. I was careful not to touch the eye, and I'll leave that rim of lighter colour showing, so I didn't put any water right next to the eye. And this will give me that lighter rim of colour that's underneath the eye. So when I put the water on, I put it on carefully to make sure I keep the parts dry that I need to keep dry. I'm spreading it over to the lighter area of fur above the snout. I've just picked up a little bit more paint to darken that, and I'll pull a few lines into the dry area. I did the same thing on the other eye. I wet the iris with water and I painted the sepia around the outside edge. Here I'm painting a bit of water onto the eyeball. I've got some grey paint now that I mixed from burnt sienna and French ultramarine. I'm doing the same thing here. The paint, when it hits the water, it bleeds. Gives me the soft edges. And then I tidy up anything I don't like with a damp brush. Here I've got my pencil. I'm fixing up the shape of the front of the eye. Everything's dry. What I'm going to do now is paint in the area where the pupil is. So for that, I wet the entire iris. Around the pupil, I see a brown circle with soft edges. So that's what I want to paint in now. I want it to bleed just past the edge of the pupil line. So I dab it on in the middle, and then because the paper's wet, it should drift out past that pencil line and give me those soft edges there. And what I'll do later when it's dry, I'll paint some black over the top and leave those soft edges showing. Here I'm teasing it out to my pencil line. And then I do the same thing on this one. I wet the iris. I've got sepia. Start in the middle, let it drift out, and if it doesn't go out far enough, I use my brush to push it out to the pencil line. I put a little bit more paint there. I don't want to lose the raw sienna colour. I want to still see that. And that needs to dry before I put the black over the top. Okay, everything's dry. Now I can paint in the black pupil. So I'll just draw a line for myself to follow. I used some Winsor & Newton lamp black to paint in the pupil. I'm not too worried about how dark the colour is at the moment. I'm more concerned about getting the shape of it right. I know I can come back later and put another layer of colour over the top if it's not dark enough. I take my time when I do this because both of the eyes are really important to get right. I dried them both off really well with the hairdryer. Now I'm re-wetting the iris, or the raw sienna part of the eye where I put the sepia before. I'm not happy with mine, it's not dark enough, the sepia area, so I want to put a bit more of that colour here. I've got sepia, I'm painting it around the outside edge of the pupil on the wet paper. That's making it a bit darker. I used some grey in the highlighted area. So this was burnt sienna mixed with French ultramarine. I painted that on dry paper. And I paint a bit of sepia around the outside edge as well. Here I've got a bit of watery sepia. That's on dry paper there too. After the eyes were painted in, I started to paint all the creases. I painted little sections of the painting at a time, wetting the area with water before I put the paint on to keep the paint edges soft. I was just using the raw sienna sepia mixture. Here I've got a bit of burnt sienna. I'm working on wet paper here. I wet this area here above the eye, and this time I've got sepia. I wet the paper when I want soft paint edges. And when I want the paint edges to be sharp or hard, I'll paint on the dry paper. I usually build my values up slowly, so I start light and I gradually get darker. So towards the end of the painting, I start using colours at their full intensity. Here I've got sepia at its full intensity and I'm deepening the colour in those crevices. Here on the jowls, I've wet the paper with water. I'm using sepia again. Along the bottom, where you see the dark brown, I've used sepia at its full strength. Here I'm using a lighter version of sepia, so I've got a bit of water mixed in with it. I'm painting on that area where the whiskers come out. Fixing up that bottom section first. And then what I do, once I've painted this on, I'll let it dry, I'll re-wet it, and I'll come back and I'll put some darker colour over the top. But you'll still see all this lighter colour. I'm not going to completely cover it with the darker colour. Here I am coming back with sepia at its full intensity. If I'm quick enough, I can continue to paint on the paper while I've wet it the first time. If it starts to dry too much, I'll dry it off with the hairdryer and re-wet it. In this instance, I was able to paint it fairly quickly, so I didn't come back and re-wet it. My paper is slightly damp here, and I'm using really thick, creamy paint. When I was happy with the dog, I turned my attention to the red jacket that the dog's wearing. I've given this sleeve here another layer of Scarlet Lake, and while it's wet, I'm now starting to paint on the shadows that I see. I mixed a bit of French ultramarine into Scarlet Lake, and that's the colour that I've got there. So that's going onto the wet paper. When that was dry, I used the same colour, Scarlet Lake with French ultramarine, and I painted in a deeper, darker crease on dry paper. I gave the top of the jacket another few layers of red, and then I came back and fiddled with the dog a bit more. Here I'm putting a bit more burnt sienna onto it. And then I called it finished. The full-length version of this tutorial will be on my Patreon site this week. As well as working on all these different tutorials, I've also been helping Dom with the studio. Last weekend we managed to get the roof on, so now it's locked up. Next we have to start working on the inside. Dom has to put a frame up so that we can line the walls with gyprock. We need to get an electrician here, a plumber, a plasterer and a cabinet maker. So there's still a lot of work ahead of us, but we'll put that off until next year now. And I look forward to sharing it with you when we're finished. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you next week. I saw this photo taken by Karsten Weingart on Unsplash website. I painted the bulldog. I painted the bulldog mostly wet on wet, and one or two there he is. I painted the bulldog mostly wet on wet, and one or two areas. Watercolour paper, and I used Winsor & Newton watercolour paints. Where are they? Here. As well as working on all these different tutorials, the full-length version of this tutorial will The full-length version of this tutorial will be on my Patreon site this week. As well as working on all these different tutorials. Have you come in for a coffee?
Sorry. Coffee waits for no reason.
I'll wait.